redirect it a little with my coat.
All right. Well, we're live now.
Oh, we're live right now.
I mean, I just hit the button. I'm assuming we're live.
Okay, great.
I don't know if anyone's here, but we're live.
I mean, there's a 4
There's
up there
4.
next to
Hey,
people,
look at you.
Yeah.
You've done this before.
Sometimes I internet. Not as often as I used to, but I sometimes internet.
I'm going to get closer to you because we're pals.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I guess, is that good?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think that's.
I mean, we got 1 thumb up already, so I
right. We're off to a great
that we're
start.
framed
Yeah.
perfectly.
An immediate rave review.
Welcome to the Flannel Show.
It really is the Flannel Show. We did it. It's fall.
It's fall.
It's fall. You got it.
It's still fall. It's not winter yet. I want to make that very clear to everyone watching. It's still fall. Mm-hmm. And we got our gay flannels on.
Yeah, this one actually on the back.
Yeah. Show the back. The back's impressive.
The back. I don't know if they can read this.
There we go.
It says androgynous transgender agenda,
which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Perfect energy. I think we should bring to this.
Right. Inspired by the back of a truck that I saw online that said that. I think in a derogatory way, but then my ex was like, "Well, we got to get that on a flannel." Yeah. We did.
And you did. And now you wear it.
Yeah, now I wear it. It's a great flannel.
So I'm just going to tell Bluesky that we're live now.
Awesome.
And then we'll start.
Great.
So vamp a second. Yeah, you don't get to check your phone. I'm checking my phone.
I got attacked! Welcome to A Hot Ones, but not really, illegally distinct from Hot Ones with Sean Evans.
Right,
for
there's 2
legal
T's.
Purposes. Hot Ones and there's a Z.
Hot Ones with a Z. That's how we should start referring to this.
Yeah. Hot Ones with a Z.
With a Z.
Left oblique says yo.
Hey!
Right, thank you for angling down so we can see my
Your Jersey
my
shirt.
New Jersey shirt. Where the weak are killed and eaten. I'm CJ Higgins. Sometimes I'm on the internet, but not so much. I am here today.
It's because you're doing things in the real world.
Sometimes, yeah. Here with me in her home is Jadzia Axelrod. If you are watching this, then there is a 100% chance you already know her and what she does. But for some reason, in case you don't, she is an author. A just very cool person in general. She writes comics. I would say way more comics for DC than I have.
Yes.
By a long shot.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I'm going to have a hard time catching up considering I don't write comics and I'm not.
Right. So 100% more than you do.
Yeah. Way more comics for DC, including Galaxy, the Prettiest Star.
Indeed.
Yeah.
A real book that exists.
An
I still
real book.
Can't believe that it does.
Yeah. It's existed for a couple of years now.
I know.
I feel like.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Two and a half.
Literal couple.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. So now that Blue Sky knows that we're here.
Right, because we're doing this because of Bluesky is why I wanted to let them know.
Yeah. Well, it used to be whenever you got a certain number of thousands of followers on Twitter,
correct.
Which I'm going to dead name. The only
it's
time,
the only dead name
only
you can
time
do.
That I'm comfortable dead naming because fuck Elon Musk. Then we would do this, and then I noticed you have 5,000 followers.
I had 5,000 when we started doing this. Now it's like close to 8.
That's
because
insane.
Bluesky works on a different level.
It really does. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah. So it's a lot more strangers are talking to me now, which is fun.
Yeah.
I do enjoy talking to strangers.
That's good.
That's
good.
I mean,
is that something you tell your daughter, or
no,
I love talking to strangers?
I don't have to tell her. She already knows. She already she knows that I love it, but also she does it on her own, just without. So, that's what happens.
One time, my grandmother and I, when I was small toddler, my grandmother brought me to a playground, and she was like, "Okay, now you can go and play, but don't talk to any strangers." So I, operating on the autism level that I do, immediately found the first child that I could and went, "I can't talk to you. You're a stranger."
See,
let him know.
That's great. My daughter has taken the opposite approach, which is that if they know who you are, then they're not a stranger. So she introduces herself first.
Oh, that's okay. That's kind of cute, though.
Yeah, it's very cute. Like, I don't want to tell her to stop.
Right.
And so far, nothing bad has happened because she's adorable.
Right. There we
so
go.
we'll keep that.
Yeah, bad things only happen to kids that aren't adorable.
It's true, sadly.
Yeah, no.
She'll learn that at some point in her life. Hopefully, not for long yet. That took a dark turn. Let's go back to why we're here, which is eating hot sauces.
Yes.
Answering hot questions while
eating hot sauces.
Eating hot sauces. We have 10 hot sauces in front of us from my personal collection. As I was telling CJ before we started, I've run out of like the middle area of heat. So we're going to be very mild to begin with and then immediately get very hot.
Yeah.
And you famously do not eat all of these 10.
I haven't.
We've done this. This is our 4th time.
We'll see.
We'll see how far you get.
I took an antacid this morning, but like I haven't in the past because I get really bad reflux. So
right, which we don't want.
Yeah, so I try to look out for my health while also pushing it as far as I can go.
I have given up looking out for my health.
All right.
That's where you and I part ways.
That's so valid. That's so valid.
Thank you for
we
supporting me this time.
We want to hop into questions.
We do. I sent them all to you.
You sure did. And I have them right here.
All right. So the first hot sauce we're going to do, we got a couple Melinda's here. This is not sponsored by Melinda's, but I do like their mild sauces, which are fun. So this is their green sauce.
Just a little guy.
Just a little taster guy. They were on sale. So I got a whole bunch of flavors. And this is fun. So we're going to have the green sauce. Also, this is the only green hot sauce we have. And like hot sauce usually comes in shades of red. So it's nice to have a little difference.
I love a green hot sauce, honestly.
So, this is also, one point out, normally, if you've watched the show before, you'll know that I go overboard and make my own wings in a very complex way. And I do vegan chicken for CJ. This time we're both eating vegan chicken.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. So I didn't have to put in nearly as much work.
All right.
So you got the question ready?
Yeah, I sure do.
Boinking.
Alex Jaffe asks, which DC characters would give the best drag performances? I like those, by the way.
I'm glad you're starting with the Jaffe question. Jaffe's great. So, Jaffe put a spin on this because that's Jaffe for you, and told me that there is a correct canonical answer to this.
Oh, okay.
And so but he doesn't want that one. He wants something deeper, which has terrified me. It's like, oh no, am I not going to go deep enough for Jaffe? Who would be the best drag queen? I've tried not to think about these questions ahead of time.
Right.
So probably all the DC characters. Well, the best drag king would be Scandal Savage. I think we can all agree with that. That would be an amazing performance. I think she could nail it. But best drag queen. Extraño. Now I know Extraño is a character that a lot of people have mixed opinions about because Extraño was one of the first queer DC superheroes and was from Brazil or South America, maybe not Brazil. I think Brazil.
It seems statistically likely that it'd be Brazil.
And was a flaming homosexual in the 80s.
Love that.
Yeah. I love that too.
Right, for some reason.
He has been butched up in recent years and like more of a zaddy type, which I understand the impulse and I get it, especially because like time in DC Comics is so weird, but there's been an attempt to like put certain generations of heroes together as in a certain age cohort, which is fun. Like I get that. But he's lost a lot of the limp-wristed appeal that I feel like is like deserves representation.
Yes.
It's like we've got a lot of butch gay superheroes. Where is our femme gay superheroes? And like I've removed Extraño is too bad. But I think like in his heyday, crazy hair and like a Salvador Dali mustache and like a neckline that went down to his belly button.
Oh,
Perfect.
the gender of it all.
Indeed.
The gender of it all.
Oh my gosh. I need to send you like pictures of old school Extraño so that you can appreciate.
So I can model my entire personality on
I mean, yeah. It'd be great.
I feel like there tends to be some level of course correction when it comes to like representing, like I feel like any like marginalized community where like people will be like, oh well, I want to make sure it's not a stereotype, so like let's go in the opposite direction. But then everybody's going the opposite direction. It's like, well, not every gay man is like feminine, and I'm like, okay, but some of us are.
Yeah. And I think this is like part of it is like Steve Orlando brought him back, which is great, but he brought him back in a Midnighter book. And if you're bringing someone back in a Midnighter book, they cannot be a flaming queen. They have to.
We always talk about short kings, but what about short queens?
Indeed, representation does matter.
Look, Dana. I'm 5'2". Whoever else is being short out here, like
that's canonically Wolverine's height.
Right, exactly. I should be playing Wolverine.
You should be. You can do the sideburns now.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I really want to see this from you.
Yeah, you're the one in the comics world. Like, I don't know, call your people.
I will call my people.
Great. We want to get to the next one.
We do. So this is a big bottle of Melinda's because I like this one so much. So this is Thai sweet chili.
I could smell it as you opened it.
Yeah, it is.
That's exciting. Go. There we go. All right.
Cheers.
Perhaps my favorite question. C.R. Whitlock asks, how many backward somersaults would someone need to do for you to stop being impressed and instead think they're just showing off?
This is a toughie because I love it when people show off. Like, absolutely. I enjoy two things: being praised by others and also being performed at. Like I do like seeing people do the things they do. Like most of my there was a period during the pandemic where like the only shows I watched were people doing one skill and doing it very well because like I couldn't handle anything else. But yes, show me how you restore that old pan.
Yep.
Oh, that's a very good juggling. That's all I need.
That's
Thank you.
Very good
Don't
juggling.
talk. Just juggle. So like I would love to see someone do something very well for as long as they felt comfortable. In fact, I would probably do it, keep watching them until they felt uncomfortable and be like, all right, now I'm just showing off. So that's probably me. I think if we're looking for a number, I feel like 9's solid.
9.
You're not overstaying your welcome.
Right.
You did 9 backward somersaults. That sounds very impressive. 10 sounds like, what are you doing this for?
I was also wondering about like if it's in a row.
Oh, yeah.
Or if it's just like every time you see this person, they're like, yeah.
If it's every time I see this person, they do that, then I'm down.
Like
that's great.
Yay! Look at you go.
Picking them up from work and they're like, woohoo! It'd be amazing.
I feel like they need a catchphrase as they like.
Yeah, you got to do a catchphrase
on the dismount.
Back at ya.
Back at ya. I love that. That's very good.
I am a professional writer.
What's the next one?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna put it on. This is the last of our Melinda selection. So this is a black truffle hot sauce.
Thank you for your service, Melinda.
I know. She does good stuff. So this is a little more savory, a little earthy.
Trying different approaches for like where on the nugget to apply it.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
You have a winner so far?
Not so far. I mean, I haven't tried everything yet.
That's true.
First of all, love that. Second of all, Ian Cameron asks, what are some of Galaxy and Cat's favorite places to visit in Metropolis?
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, of course, would be Planet X, which is Metropolis's currently only canonical gay club that I invented. There's a bunch of gay bars in Gotham. There was not a named canonical gay club in Metropolis until I decided there should be one in Hot Girl And that's in my headcanon of these characters, that place holds a very special place in the hearts of these characters. And hopefully that story will get told one day. But that's number one of the bullet is Plan X. You never forget your first gay club.
Of course.
Right? And it's like, that's Galaxy's first gay club. That's probably Kat's first gay club, but she probably went there long before Galaxy did because she was clearly has her roots in the community, as we saw in Nicole Maine's Bad Dream.
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. The other one is another thing that I invented.
I love that you're like, oh, thank you so much for letting me write here. Boom, boom, boom. Gay stuff, gay stuff, gay stuff, gay stuff.
Well, it's also like one of the things that I find interesting is like the texture of a place and like what makes this place interesting. And when I was writing Hot Girl in Metropolis, I wanted it to have this sort of like very international feel, and for it to feel like a combination of a lot of different cities, but also very American and in that way. And so like the true American city, the true melting pot city. So it has a lot of things. So I didn't get to do enough of that as I wanted to because like there's only so much space.
Right.
But the coffee shop that Hot Girl goes to in issue 1 is Cafe Monsoon, which is clearly in a coffee place that has an Indian origin. There's coffee that comes from an area of India where monsoons are important for the growth of that coffee. So it all ties together. There's Ganesha on the logo, which is great for the start of a story because Ganesh is this god of beginnings and all this stuff. So it all fits. And so I've decided that that's the best place to get coffee in Metropolis is Cafe Monsoon. It's not a chain. It's this one little place owned by a family that goes back a couple generations.
I mean, that's true of Philadelphia too.
Indeed. Yeah. I mean, a lot of my conception of a city comes from living in Philadelphia. And I'm not going to apologize for that.
Good. You better not.
I won't.
Go Birds.
Go Birds. Go Birds.
You never forget your first gay club. Unfortunately, mine was Woody's. So I unfortunately can't forget that.
Mine was not there anymore. Which is what was it called? Oh my gosh, it was like Knickerboxer or something like that. It was a pun on boxer.
Oh,
because the logo had two guys who were shirtless, ready to mix it up. Yeah, it was saucy. And we went there after Pride when I was like 16, 17. No one knew I was going to Pride. I was sneaking out to do it. I'm sure they figured it out. But it doesn't matter. And then me and my friend Jamie went to the Pride after party.
Right.
And we had never been to a gay bar before. And we get there and the bouncer is like, "You are clearly teenagers." And it's like, "Yeah, but we were at Pride and we thought it'd be fun and never gone." He took pity on us, which was great. Gave us the X on the hand and was like, "Go on in."
That's great. Happy Pride.
I know. I wish I could remember the name of that place. Maybe it was just Boxers. That makes sense.
Maybe.
I think it might have been just Boxer.
Catchy.
Yeah.
Cool.
But that was in Durham and it's no longer there. I think there's like a shopping center. Where is it now?
Well, we'll have to make that one gay too.
I mean, I hope someone is. Right. I don't live there anymore. Yeah.
I'm realizing I liked that black truffle because one of my favorite hot sauces at home is also a truffle hot sauce.
It's a good combo.
Love a truffle hot sauce.
All right. So next one. Old Bay hot sauce. This was a gift from a friend at a convention, which I'm slowly working through it.
Yeah, because we had this one last time too.
Yeah.
And I believe this exact same bottle.
Yeah. It's great, but also like a little dab will do you on this stuff.
Yeah, I remember this one was a little bit of a kicker.
Gay Derelict Mall, Dana says. Yes. I'm sure there's many in North Carolina.
Yes.
Maybe not anymore. For the longest time, there was an abandoned Walmart near where I lived, and I always thought like that should be like a secret gay club. in the abandoned Walmart.
Whenever I see like a big abandoned store like that, I just want to grab a pair of roller skates.
Yeah.
And just go wild. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Josh Trujillo asks, biggest misconception about circus performers? Conversely, is there a cliche that is 100% accurate?
All right. I would say the biggest misconception about circus performers is people confuse them for actors. And the way they do that is, you're familiar with theater people.
I would like to think I have at least a passing familiarity, considering it's the industry I work in.
Right. A theater person will often push themselves, throw themselves into a role physically, emotionally.
Yeah.
And this is because in a lot of ways, theater is a very safe space, right? Like you can afford to do that because it's all fake.
Right.
And like, even if you're punishing your body physically, like you'll have some hot tea later and it'll be fine.
Yeah, there's a level of cool down you can do after, and like a separation.
Right. And like sometimes that goes bad, sometimes that goes good. But there's a willingness in actors and like, I'm going to go hard and as hard as I can because that's what this role requires. I'm going to do it. You can't do that as a circus performer.
Oh, you'll die.
You'll die. Like you need to know where your limits are so you can go right up to them and then stop and then be able to do your next show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like, I think people like, oh, they're always pushing themselves. It's like, well, yes, but in a very practiced, careful way. Like nothing you see in a circus performance has not been extensively rehearsed in a way that even theater, which is also very rehearsed, but in a completely different way. Like everything is timed perfectly to get to a certain point and a certain way to do it, because otherwise, that could hurt.
Yeah. I whether it's theater or circus or like, it's funny, but like I also see this in like the BDSM community. The more dangerous it appears, the more rigorously and like very like particular somebody has been about making sure it's completely safe.
Exactly.
In the ideal scenario. Like theater is a safe space. We don't have time to unpack all of that.
Theater is not necessarily a safe space in that way, but it is a safe space to take certain risks.
Yes, it is. It is an environment in which like that is like more encouraged, or there is like is space too,
and certainly a culture.
Yes,
of pushing yourself, and like that's how you get a good performance is by pushing yourself. Whereas in a circus community, it's more like, kiddo,
cool.
You're gonna break your arm. You do that.
Yeah. There's a lot of like emotional care that needs to get put into acting, but I find myself at much less risk of breaking my arm than if I was a circus performer.
Exactly so.
Yeah.
I would say a stereotype that's true is we are all hams. Like just the biggest hams, drop of a hat will perform for you in any way, shape, or form. So.
Yep, that one's correct. So just ask. Just if you see somebody who you think might be affiliated with a circus, just be like, "You look like a clown. Dance."
Yeah.
And see how that goes for you. Shall we to the next one?
On to the next one.
Which I'm so excited about.
This is a gift from my friend Russell. This is Miller's cranberry hot sauce.
Cranberry hot sauce. That's
perfect for the season.
I love it.
And it is delicious, and I forget how delicious it is. And so when I'm looking for hot sauces, I overlook it, but it in fact is quite amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna put this one to the side because I feel like I'm coming back for you, baby.
Well, also it's a very wide mouth.
It's a very, very wide mouth.
And like it kind of puts you in an unnecessary, a false sense of security because it looks kind of like ketchup, and it is not.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that's fun. Definitely on the way sweeter side of the hot sauces, and like pretty darn mild. But like it takes a second to cook.
It's one of those ones where it's the back heat.
Yep, absolutely. Graphic Real asks, what's on Kendra's playlist nowadays?
Oh, good question. Because I famously said that Kendra only listens to Metallica at the start of Hot Girl, and that Galaxy has introduced her to music. Because Galaxy loves music, so what is she listening to now, I imagine? Well, I bet she was really into actually Charlie XCX's Brat.
Hell yeah.
That feels right to me. I think she was a fan. I think that Galaxy introduced her into it and she got into it. She had a Brat summer. I think that feels correct. So that's probably in there. Good question. What is on her playlist now? Because I feel like Galaxy would also. Oh, it's probably the Prince soundtrack to the Grey Ghost movie in the DC universe. Since it didn't have a Batman movie, I imagine they had a Grey Ghost movie that Prince did the soundtrack to. So that's.
I love that though.
That's probably big on her rotation now. Is the Prince soundtrack to the Grey Ghost movie?
Hell yeah.
That's mine. So moving on. Now this is when they start getting very hot.
Yep, we're at the halfway point in that. I'm looking ahead.
And there's
my favorites here.
Yeah. And so this is gonna get very hot very quickly. So this is Mr. Hot Stuff's hot mustard sauce.
I love that killer song. Because I'm Mr. Hot Sauce.
Who do you think you are?
Who do I think I am?
Mr. Hot Stuff.
Google says I'm an internet personality, and I haven't recovered from that assessment since.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, but I'm like, here's
the thing. You're a personality in so many ways. I think that's accurate to say. At the very least, one of them is internet, and Google being an internet search engine is the only one they care of.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. All right, cheers.
So that's fun because it's a little mustardy.
I was about to say it's like a mustard situation. Hell yeah. All right. Croc asks, if you could have Galaxy join any pre-existing team in the DCU, which do you think she'd be best fit for, and which team do you think she'd be the most fun to have on from a writing perspective? They don't have to be the same answer.
Yeah, good question. We got a great little comment here. Someone saying, does this mean that Prince dressed up as half Grey Ghost, half Mad Bomber for the music video? Yeah, I'd say so.
It definitely means that.
That's exactly what that means. Yeah. So it had like half of a fedora on and goggles.
Yeah. Whatever you dream of happening there, that's exactly
what it did.
Mm-hmm.
But back to this question. Galaxy's in an interesting like age cohort because she is too old for the Teen Titans, but too young for the Titans because they're like in their late 30s at best. Like
right.
Wally has 3 kids. These guys, they're much older. So she can't join the JSA. A lot of people wanted her to join the JSA because she has Hawk Girl or buddies, and she can't join the JSA. She does not have a Golden Age equivalent.
Right.
So that's the thing. I've always wanted, I have a story idea in my head of her meeting the Legion of Superheroes, but she's not someone who would join the Legion of Superheroes because they're from the future. But like, I think she would fit in with the Legion of Superheroes, but she's not a Legion of Superheroes character. So we've cut a bunch off the bat.
Okay, so here's who she won't be with.
She won't be with those.
Now buckle up for
buckle up.
Will be with.
I think the most fun to put her in would be like a Justice League scenario, but it would have to be like not classic Justice League where it's like Superman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman. It would have to be like a modern version of the old J.M. DeMathis and Keith Giffen Justice League, where they're a bunch of characters that don't belong together, and it was like, let's see how they work. And I love those. The Bwahaha era is how it's referred to, and I love those comics to death. So like, if we were doing a modern version of that, she would be perfect for that. No, Nicole Maines and I have talked about like putting Dreamer and Galaxy together with like John and Superman's son, of course.
Yes, I know anything about the comics universe and
right,
like DC and
so yeah, that. Superman's got a bisexual son.
I love that for him.
Right, and so his boyfriend is Jay Gossamer. I couldn't think of Jay's superhero name.
Right.
So having a team of like the four of them with maybe some other characters as this like young person gay team.
Let's go.
Would be fun. So probably that, and call it like the Outsiders. Bring the Outsiders title back in, and just make it super gay. That would probably be the one where she'd fit in the best.
I think like any polycule of four should now be called the 4-person gay team.
That's a great.
It just any polycule, just like fill in the blank with the number that applies to your group. And I got a 6-person gay team, so an elite squad.
There we go. That's the important things. How many people are they? Are
they gay? That's all.
Done.
I need to know.
You don't need a catchy name.
That's what I need to know about like any event or environment I'm going to. Like how many people will there be and what percentage of them are gay, so I can adjust accordingly.
If you have to have a name, I think the Outsiders, and have it be completely different from the previous Outsiders, and just be about being gay and having 4 to 7 people.
Excellent.
Moving on
to my favorite.
This
one
you
always
is
bring
good.
This bad boy, and I'm always excited.
And this is like at your limit, I bet, right? Like you could not go higher than this.
Pineapple, lemongrass, and ginger, and those are 3 ingredients, and I'm a big fan of. So
yeah. Oh, we had someone say they just need an ace hero. That's right. We could have Green Arrow son, Connor Hawke on there. That would be perfect.
Excellent.
Love Connor Hawke. Connor Hawke is great on a team because he is he was raised by Buddhist monks, so he's very chill.
That's
and like team. Is like kind of stands back when everyone's arguing. It's like, what is wrong with these people? I love Connor Hawke in a team dynamic, and it's really a surprise he's not utilized more for that.
Re the last hot sauce. Like I noticed, like where I ate it, like it was lingering a lot harder than like the usual ones. I'm still doing fine, but that was something I was noticing as we were chit chatting. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, we're in the heat now. We're in the heat now.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite sauces, and also it does kill me.
This is Peplish Provisions, which is a great hot sauce brand if you're looking for one.
Yeah,
and they this is a pineapple lemongrass ginger.
That said, last time I was looking for this one, they were sold out of this particular flavor.
Bet.
I was big sad.
Yeah, it's because it's great.
Yeah, it's a little heartbroken. Stop embarrassing me on camera. Go. There we go. Jesus is Lord. Here we go. It did take a while. She didn't want to leave.
Cheers.
Oh, there she is.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious and painful. We love it.
Love it.
Ben Gully asks, if you were programming a block of 3 movies for a queer film festival, what would you pick?
Oh, geez. All right. That's a tough one. The problem is there's so many movies.
That could be said all the time. The problem is there's just so many movies.
Yeah. Number 1, I think T Blockers should be on there. That's a great flick. Just came out. I don't know if you.
I haven't.
Are you familiar? No. It's made by this like very young filmmaker who's like working with like $20 and a handshake and making movies, and she's doing an amazing job. So T Blockers is about a trans woman and her friends, and they find out that all of the straight men that they know are being overtaken by a mysterious alien substance and acting horrible. Yeah, it's very low budget. Like again, $20
right
max. There's no way this film costs more than that.
Yeah,
but it's made by very talented amateurs, and definitely worth seeing. More people should see that. So get that one. Other gay films. Let's throw Jeffrey on there.
Okay.
Jeffrey is just a seminal part of my queer experience, and I feel like it's not It hasn't aged well. And I don't need to watch it to know that it hasn't aged well.
Yeah.
But there's such great moments part of it. And like the heart is in the right place. If it's not quite, it's an artifact of a time.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
I feel like
an artifact of a time.
There's a lot of queer media that it's like, ooh, take this one with a grain of salt.
Right, like the original Cage Off Fall, right? Like
yes,
artifact of the time.
And still a delight.
And then I don't know, Alien Resurrection, I guess.
Hell yeah. You're right, and you should say it.
Yeah, I recently rewatched it, and it's extremely gay in a way that I thought I was imagining. And I was like, of course it's gay when I think about it. I think everything's gay. And then I watched it, and it's like, no, there's a lot of gay stuff here. That was clearly part of the central metaphor they were working with, which is amazing. So yeah, those three, that feels off. No, we can't have Jeffrey when we have T-Blockers and Alien Resurrection. We need another sci-fi film. So take off Jeffrey.
I don't know how hard into the sci-fi you're trying to think.
But what you got?
A recent movie, Love Lies Bleeding, the one with Kristen Stewart.
You know, I think that could fit.
Yeah,
I'm not against it.
Yeah,
let's go with it. There we go.
Yeah, but if you had another,
no, I think that's great. We'll take it. Possible alternate would be Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
Hell yeah, all right.
Where Jesus comes back to save Toronto's lesbians from vampires.
I love it. I thought you were going to say Jesus Christ Superstar.
No,
but maybe the 2000 version, but it's not sci-fi.
Though Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter does have a musical sequence in it. So
oh, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect.
You would love it. Honestly, I'm surprised you haven't watched it. Yeah, I'll loan you a copy.
Please, absolutely. Shall we proceed?
Moving on. So this is great. This is from Godland's Food Co. Godland's Food Company. This is a local guys. They're made here in Philadelphia. This is hot. This is lemon.
Of course.
You're welcome to try it, but it packs a punch.
I'll give it a whirl.
All right.
I'm doing all right so far.
Yeah, so, I've been impressed.
Yeah, I think it's because so many of them have started off mild that like
you had a runway.
Exactly. So like I've definitely had a more impressive run than in the past.
And you're on T now, so the testosterone.
I'm way stronger because men are just the stronger sex.
I was just thinking dudes love hot sauces, so that's. But yeah, sure, we'll go with yours.
No, we won't.
No, cancel CJ, everybody.
CJ Higgins, huge sexist. Extreme misogynist. Cheers.
So this one is really great because you get the lemon first before the chili comes in, so you don't lose any of the flavors.
Yeah. It was you bite into it, just lemon. Graham Walmsley, yeah. Asks, what does Galaxy cook for Kat, or vice versa?
Kat doesn't cook.
All right.
Like she can.
Mm-hmm.
She certainly can. She's capable, right? Like she knows how to make an omelet. She knows how to cook. She doesn't.
Just like me, for real.
Right? Galaxy's more than happy to cook, so that she does. So that's how that kind of splits. Kat does other things. I mean, she's a glam butch. She's not going to cook. Unless a barbecue is involved. In which case, Kat does man the grill.
Good.
So that's an important distinction. So yeah, when there's a barbecue, Kat is on the grill. As far as what Galaxy cooks for Kat, I think that she has been really into recently recreating certain Siandi dishes with earth ingredients. This is something that was like hinted at when in a recent DC Pride that used Galaxy as part of an A-Town festival that was going on, which is really cool. I didn't write this. Someone else did. It was fun.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and she had this like Siandi bread that looked like a Mexican sweetbread, which looked really cool. Ooh. And I was like, yeah, I bet she is doing that. Here is the thing that's important to remember with Sandy cooking, though, is that Galaxy tastes capsaicin, the thing that makes things hot, differently than we do. So like she will make a dessert that looks beautiful and be like a 9 alarm fire. Because it's like, oh, it's got this great floral flavor. And everyone, all the earthlings are, oh my God.
What flower? And is it poisonous?
Right. So I think she's making a lot of Sandy food. Like she's in that era where she's like, I'm trying to rediscover my roots here.
Yeah.
And like recreating stuff from like memory, basically. And like sometimes that stuff is really good. And sometimes it tastes just like the hot sauce we just ate. So... which is also good, but I want to say that sounded like I didn't like it, but I do like this hot sauce very much. I actually had 2 bottles of Goodland's hot sauce, another one that was a little milder, and I finished it off before this. So
nice. I mean, if you were going to incorporate a hot sauce into a dessert, I feel like one that leads with lemon and then follows up with chili would not be a bad idea.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe she uses this hot sauce in her stuff.
Yeah.
Who knows?
All right.
Moving on. This one you probably should not have if you have any worry, but if you want to be adventurous.
I'm going to try to be adventurous.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
Exciting.
We'll see how it goes.
Oh, I should tell. So this is a Ghost Reaper miso hot sauce. You cannot taste the miso.
Right. I'm going to grab just a little.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
get a little dab. That is all you need with this one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little more though because
you're a badass.
And this is the whole point is me making myself very hot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's plenty.
Little guy. All right.
We didn't cheers.
That's
on me.
That's okay. Lordy Lou. Lordy Lou.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Anonymous asks, has there been any progress on convincing DC to let you write more Alicia
Yo.
Yo, thank you.
Well, I did write more Alicia Yo. She showed up in Hot Girl.
Hell yeah.
As far as more Alicia Yo stuff, that is something you all can help with.
Vote now on your phones.
Yeah. Also, by Tate Bromdell's Batgirl series, which just started. Number 1, very good. We love Tate. But also, like, if they see there's a market for Batgirls, they will do more Batgirl stuff.
That's the rules.
I had a talk with the group editor for Bat Stuff about a lot of things. Alicia was brought up. And, like, there is a question of like, if they did an Alicia focused book, would people buy it? I think they would, but at the same time, like, it's not my job to run a publishing company. So
yeah,
I don't know things they know. But if Tate's Batgirl book goes whole hog, then there will definitely be stuff that follows it to capitalize on that success. So it is always a possibility. The people involved know that I love that character. And if that character shows up in more places, hopefully I will be the one writing her. If not, someone else could do it. And I'm sure there's plenty of people who would, I think, do a great... I'm not the only person who can write Alicia, but I do love her, and I do try to fit her in more stuff. So it's always a possibility, is I guess what I'm saying.
Hell yeah. I had a little burp there as we were going through. That said, I think taking the antacid before really helped out because
nice.
I'm in a pretty good place at this
You think that's what Sean Evans does? Think that's what Sean Evans does?
You know what? Non-zero chance. Not zero chance. I feel like that man should probably just be on like an antacid, like a pantoprazole like type thing forever.
Makes sense.
Because that man's probably just constantly burning. I was watching a episode with John Oliver,
As
the other
research
day.
for this, I'm sure.
Yep, and not just because my household likes to do that.
No.
But John asked Sean how many times he's done the last dab. And Sean was like, I think somewhere around like 300, like over 300.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And John's like, are you going to die? I think you're going to die. Which, speaking of, we're at the last dab.
We're at the last dab. We have the official Apollo, the last dab. Whoop.
Whoa,
official Hot Ones last dab Apollo sauce. That I got specifically for the first time we did this. And these are the only things I use it for because it's not a very good hot sauce. It's extremely hot though. So
you say absolutely smothering your
well, it's the last dab.
No, so true. I'm gonna do little.
Yeah, you do a little. Oh, you're actually doing the last dab this time.
I got this far.
You got this far.
If I die, I die, you know?
Man, amazing.
Right.
So I want to point out all of these questions have come from the Bluesky followers, except for this one, which I mean you follow me on Bluesky.
I do. So
it still counts, but this is a surprise. I've seen all the other questions, obviously. Have not seen this one. Mm-hmm. So cheers.
And of course, I gave myself a lot to read as I do this. Okay, so Jadzia, you're relaxing in your home when there's a knock at the door. It's an alien. They're able to communicate effectively with you, and they seem to have a basic knowledge of Earth enough to know what to do to avoid dying right away.
Oh, great.
But other than that, they seem clueless about how to navigate this strange new planet. As both an author who writes about aliens and as a mother, what quick tips can you give this creature about existing on Earth?
The problem with the last dab is it comes back on you. Because I was like, I'm fine. And then you finish the question and it's like, quick tips on how to survive on Earth. Mm-hmm. I think the most important one is like automobile safety. Is like, look both ways before you cross the street. I think kindergarten rules here. I think that's what we should start with.
Yeah.
So there's a John McCutcheon song that has a list of the rules of kindergarten from his children's school, and it's like, I'm not going to sing it, but I will say the lyrics, which is like, of all the you remember this the best. Don't hurt each other. Clean up your mess. Take a nap every day. Wash before you eat. Hold hands. Stick together. Look before you cross the street. And remember the seed in the little paper cup. First the root goes down, and then the plant grows up. And I feel like that's really good advice to an alien.
Yeah.
Right? Like, wash up before you eat. Don't want to get that. Like, hold hands. Stick together. Look before you cross the street. All of these are great. And especially to take that essential metaphor of the plant and be like, you have to have a good foundation in order to blossom. And so keep that in mind, and that will serve you well on Earth. So, yeah, kindergarten rules would be my guess. Also, watch out for cars. People drive crazy.
Definitely watch out for cars. Especially if they're showing up at your front door in Philadelphia.
In Philadelphia, which is not as bad as some places, but, it's still a city where people have cars, which maybe they shouldn't.
Yeah. The thing that's not safe about Philadelphia isn't the thing you see on the news, which is basically just like racism. The thing that's dangerous about Philadelphia is that absolutely nobody who drives has any regard for the rules of the road.
Yes.
And I say that as a driver. People are getting in unsafe situations all the time just because they want to get to their destination first.
I mean, you're from Jersey. You're used to this.
Yeah,
it's not just a Philly specific thing. All up the Eastern Seaboard, no one knows how to drive, and that's just a thing, and we come to it. Yeah. But yes, the main threats in Philly: crazy drivers, cheesesteaks.
See, I've never had a cheesesteak being pescatarian.
Right.
So
there used to be a really good mushroom one here in the city, and they closed down. The pandemic robbed us of a lot of our weirder food options, and that always makes me upset.
Absolutely.
Though we need to go to Monster Vegan sometime.
We do. Oh, I love Monster Vegan.
I haven't been.
Jadzia, we've got to go.
I
Okay,
know.
we
They're
gotta
only
go.
open for dinner, right? So like
No, I've gone for lunch before.
They changed their hours recently.
Yeah, I think I went to lunch there last year before Travis and I saw Company at the Forest.
Now they're just open for dinner, which
Yeah.
is dumb. Because like I want to go there for lunch.
Yeah. Well, if I
But
see them with lunch hours, I'll
if they
finally
switch
do,
it, I mean,
'cause
like
we gotta go.
if they ever bring back lunch hours, we should go.
Yes.
Because that would be fun. Or dinner. We could do it dinner. Who
Like,
knows?
I don't know. Bring the wife and kid.
Bring the wife and kids.
They'll have a hoot.
I'm sure. Ada might not. But one never knows. All right. So that's it. That's all 10. We did all the wings. We answered all the questions. Thank you so much, everyone who came to the live stream. And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you, CJ,
I always have a hoot with these.
for doing it.
Yeah, of course.
Could not do it without you. It would be so boring with me just sitting here.
Hi, I'm gonna eat a hot sauce now.
I mean, like, I'm not above a mukbang, but it's not.
Sure.
There's a different experience that I was looking for. Which
yes.
And this is great. And thank you, Dana.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're here. Dana, this is great to see you. Yeah, so that's it. We're gonna end the stream. And yeah.
That's it.
I never know.
Later skaters.
Later skaters. That's how we're ending it.
Bye.